Confirmation President Cyril Ramaphosa calling a meeting of the National Coronavirus Command Council for Sunday after the discovery of the new variant. Lucky Ntimane is the convener of the National Liquor Traders Council. He joins us now. Lucky, good afternoon. Thanks for coming in.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity.
The National Coronavirus Command Council meeting, I mean, you know what that means. Are you worried there could be more restrictions, there could be new restrictions on the sale of alcohol?
Of course, we are concerned about the rising number of COVID-19 cases in the country, as well as the new variant that has been discovered. But our concern is limited in a sense that there isn't any scientific basis for the President, or certainly his cabinet, to consider instituting an alcohol ban or restrictions. We are of the view that if the President was to consider banning or restricting alcohol, it will amount to a premeditated economic sabotage for our country and for our people. There's really no need to consider banning alcohol. We've been trading for the past 4 months with cases of COVID-19 being well managed. So why now? Why bring this thing up? Why must we almost be threatened by a ban when there's a new wave in the country? We should have learned something out of the 3 waves that we had to go through. We need to be able to put into practice those lessons that we have taken and not consider shutting our people down, making it impossible for us to earn a living to support our families. So really a ban or restriction is not something that we should look at, but we need to consider sustainable long-term solutions that are going to ensure that we continue to support the lives and livelihoods of our people.
Premeditated economic sabotage. Those are strong words, Lucky.
Yes, certainly, because, I mean, last year, December, we had a very bleak festive season. It was difficult for us to send our kids to school. We didn't have any money for registration fees, for stationery, even for uniform. A lot of our people lost jobs. We support almost 250,000 jobs in the tavern sector. And if you look at the alcohol industry and its value chain, we've got 1 million jobs that are dependent on this sector. But also, if you take into consideration the hospitality industry, it employs over 750,000 people. So really to ban alcohol in December will seem like a premeditated economic sabotage on the part of the President. And we'd like to caution him that this time around, he needs to consult with us. We have seen the statement that was issued by the Minister in the Presidency, we seem to purport that government is going to consult with us. We are waiting for that phone call for government to engage with us before having their meeting on Sunday, so that we can share some of the views that we feel are going to assist government in fighting against the pandemic.
Lucky, I think there's a huge amount of frustration in our society. It's not just in your industry. I think around the country at the moment, for lots of different reasons. We've seen the deepening of inequality, the deepening of poverty during all of this. We've seen what's happened. I think what happened in July is a symptom of that to an extent. If there's another lockdown, if there's another ban on the sale of alcohol, do you think your members would respect it?
I don't think this will only apply to our members not respecting it. I think the country is not ready for another lockdown. I think this government has really taken us for a ride for a long time, treating us like kids. We, as our alcohol industry, believe that there is no need to even consider a ban. That's why we don't even want to engage on that level. We have played our part, Stephen. We have encouraged our liquor traders to vaccinate. We have held tavern rallies across the country to ensure that our liquor traders vaccinate. But also we have encouraged our patrons, and our customers as well, to vaccinate. We have also targeted men. We make up the majority of people that come into our establishments to vaccinate and encourage their families to also vaccinate. So we've done our part. But we've also ran tavern compliance programs to encourage our liquor traders to comply with all the relevant protocols as it pertains to COVID-19. So really to bring us into this mess where now we have to be scared that we're going to be banned is unfair. And the President needs to bring certainty into the industry so that we know what is going to happen in December. But an alcohol ban is something that we're certainly not going to tolerate.
Okay, I mean, there are lots of different things that can happen here. So, I mean, the National Coronavirus Command Council, you might get a phone call. You might already have had it while you've been on air. You might find that there's a WhatsApp from the President saying, look, you know, we're ready for our meeting or whatever. If there's no consultation, if there's a ban, will you go to court? And there have been moves to try a court process before. So far, they've all lost. The reason I say this is that if there's another court process and you lose again, particularly on maybe consultation might be one basis for it. I'm not a lawyer. But I'm worried that A, there could be a court process, but B, there could just be open defiance. I mean, open defiance.
As National Liquor Traders, we are on record to say that we're not going to take government to court. We always believe in the spirit of communication, of engaging. Even though the government has not engaged with us for the past 22 months or so, we still have that belief that, you know, the arrogance will be put on the side and that they will talk to us. I think they realize now the need to talk to the people of South Africa and certainly to talk to interested parties who are affected by the decisions that government makes. It certainly will be unfair that governments make decisions for us without us. And we are waiting for that phone call to happen in the next 24 hours so that we can put forward our proposals to government that will ensure that we're able to support the issue of lives and livelihoods. We certainly cannot compromise the issue of livelihoods this festive season. That is not going to be accepted. On the issue of defiance, we have always encouraged our traders to comply and follow the letter of the law, and that doesn't include defiance. But our worry is that the people of South Africa, will they listen? Will they accept a ban? We do not think so.
It seems unlikely at this point, I may be wrong, but it seems unlikely there will be a complete ban on the sale of alcohol. It's just too early. But there could be other restrictions around the timing, around the number of days. So how does that affect you? I mean, if it's Monday to Thursday that you can sell alcohol, but not the rest of the week, if you have to close at 8 o'clock, I mean, all of these things have an impact on your industry as well.
Certainly, they do have an impact. So if you look at, I'll use Tops, for example. When they open for over a 4-day period to trade as off-premise, which they are, it means you have 3 days in which the people that work in that space are not able to earn an income. They certainly will not be getting 100% salary for working for only 4 days. So there is that impact as well where people are not able to earn a decent income to support their families, and especially in this critical period where people need to put money aside for school fees, for stationery, and for having that basic lifestyle that is required for Christmas to be enjoyable and New Year. So really, it will not really be that acceptable, but it's something that we can look into, but we certainly need to consult with the Consumer Goods Council of South Africa, for example, which is responsible for the retail sector, as well as the Liquor Traders Association of South Africa, which is responsible for the independent retailers. But it is something that, should come as a last resort. But we are willing to support government in its fight against COVID-19. And we've always said, Stephen, that we see ourselves as citizens of the country first before we are business people. So if needs be, we are willing to compromise and meet government halfway in order to ensure that we're able to fight the pandemic.
Lucky Ntimane, thank you, convener of the National Liquor Traders Council. Do appreciate the time. Strong words from him. Deliberate economic sabotage, perhaps, would be the soundbite that is going to be remembered from that. Well, we'll see if they do indeed get a phone call from the President or from the National Coronavirus Command Council. That meeting starting on Sunday, and the wait for the discovery of that new variant.